What's up, everybody? It's your boy. So unfortunately, I am from the South, and I get really annoyed when popular media makes fun of the Southern accent by having a character sound like, well, how dilly-dally, everybody, my name's Root Beer, and I like mud. Because in reality, the Southern accent is very diverse. And on that note, I'd like to now give you 3 variations that are a lot more realistic. Okay, first of all, you have the Southern mom who loves her family. She loves to make a casserole and just eat bread and go see Christopher down at the dealership. He's so handsome. And then you have like the Southern dad who's a little more understated and reserved, but he thinks he's a lot smarter than he really is, and he uses words he don't quite understand. He says things like, hell, my biggest issue with defenestration is, if I could be fastidious with you, is that ultimately it's an anachronism. There's just no place for that kind of shit. And the last one I'll go into today is like the big dumb Southern accent, and he gets really frustrated with everything. I can't do nothing. I can't read. I forgot how to tie my damn shoes, and my wife's a bag of potato chips, and algebra's scary for me. AKA Reed from Shameless Nerd. Today's video is about AI. If you end up liking this video, please consider giving it a like and subscribing to the channel. You can also join these beautiful people on the screen right here and support the channel directly by clicking the join button to become a member, whereupon you will get exclusive access to some members-only videos as well as access to every video a few days early. You can also join the glorious internet safe haven that is the Shameless Nerd Discord at the link in the description, and you can email me with any questions, comments, concerns, or ideas for cool things to do with this giant box of popsicle sticks that I got from work at readfromshamelessnerd@gmail.com. All right, let's get into it. I've talked a lot about AI. Probably my favorite video I've ever made on this channel was about generative AI, my feelings about why it's bad and unnecessary and in like an artistic sense. But this video is a little more specifically about AI assistance, AI integration, and AI products being marketed as of late. The further we go into this AI future that we keep getting told is inevitable, the more that I think the AI bubble theory is real and that AI is really just stupid and lame altogether. Not just like morally, not just in the way that it like affects our brains, and like do some research on AI psychosis, for example, if you'd like to get really freaked out, or look up the story about ChatGeePeeTee convincing a literal child to take his own life. I just mean in general. I think that AI is actually really lame. And further, I'm starting to think that there's not really any service that any of the AI integration products or AI assistants actually provide. I will start by saying this. I hate AI. I think it's lame. I don't use it, full stop. There's a massive ecological impact with AI as well, on top of a bunch of more like moral beliefs that I have about AI inhibiting human creativity and my personal belief in the value of the process. And I've talked about that before. I hate generative AI, and I feel like I have to be clear about that. But artificial intelligence, in theory, still has applications that are really potentially awesome. The main one I still believe in relates to medicine. How many times has someone gone to a doctor that sees the bump on her side and says, oh, it's probably a rash, and sends that person home to let the unrecognized cancer fester and spread beyond a treatable point? This specific scenario just killed my cousin this year, and she was 28 years old. It's a massive tragedy. AI can potentially provide an actual service in medicine. Imagine you go to a doctor, the doctor takes a picture of your presenting symptoms and or puts in responses to an expansive questionnaire about your like symptoms and situation. And then instead of comparing those symptoms against a single doctor's experience as a practicing doctor and making like an educated guess as to what your diagnosis should be, your symptoms and situation, your demographics, your risk profile would then be compared against a database of every single person who's ever been to the doctor. Patterns emerge that are indiscernible to the human mind and at a scale incomprehensible to the human mind, and diagnosis would be pretty irrefutably much more accurate, immediate, and efficient. We're not at that point, but that is a coming application of AI that I think is potentially wonderful. I say this just to say I have my biases, but I'm not like, la 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 la, I can't hear you, AI sucks, blah blah blah. Like, I'm open to the conversation. However, applications like that theoretical medical one are not what we're being given right now. In fact, I'm not sure that there is any value at all to any AI integrated product or service that I have seen up to this point, and I will make my case starting now. I don't think that these companies even know themselves the value of what they're advertising to us. So I'd like to look at some advertisements for AI and AI adjacent products from the last year. I'm not the first to do this. Like a YouTuber named Less Thought Of made a great video in June about the Google Gemini ads, for example, that you should totally check out, and I'll link to it in the description. But I've tried to be as comprehensive as possible here, and in looking at the whole array of what is out there being advertised to us right now, all at once, it starts to look incredibly dumb, dude. Like, Jesus Christ. Here we go. First, we'll start with the pretty maligned and universally panned rollout of Apple's Apple Intelligence. These ads are some of my favorite. And we'll start with the Bella Ramsey ones. So the first commercial opens with Bella Ramsey of Game of Thrones fame hiding around a corner because they see someone that they know they recognize but whose name they don't remember. Asks the phone, hey, what's the name of the guy I had a meeting with a couple months ago at some cafe? And it says, you met Zach Wingate on July 3rd. And then Zach walks up, very kindly says hi to Bella, and Bella goes into this elaborate lie about remembering Zach because, yeah, I saw you and I thought, yeah, that's Zach. Nobody walks like Zach. Hey, Zach. And then a song blasts your eardrum screaming, I am genius. I am genius. And I could do a whole separate video about how the value being touted by almost all of these commercials is literally the same across them all, about how each one of these commercials is saying like, hi, we know that you're a douchebag moron who doesn't care about the people in your life and can hardly manage to write your own name. We're here to help enable your selfish and stupid ass behavior without any regard for kindness or human connection. As we watch these and talk about them, you see that literally unanimously, these companies are of the belief that we are all unfathomably stupid adult babies who can't think or do anything. And this is like the fundamental core foundational principle upon which they're designing these products. But I'm just going to say that once. I'll let y'all track that throughout these for yourselves because it's glaringly obvious anyway. And I'll keep the focus through this part of the video on literally what is even being advertised as a genius level, like artificial intelligence, amazing, profound technological capability. So we'll keep a tally of the profound services being offered by AI assistants as we go through these. So to start, so far, we'll add Okay, let's do the other Bella Ramsey one. In this one, Bella's having lunch with an apparent friend or like maybe their manager who asked Bella about a script that she sent them. Bella pretends to remember it and then asks the phone to summarize their friend's email and then reads the AI summary to her verbatim, lying about appreciating aspects of the script that, again, they haven't read. And again, douchebag, moron, populist, but let's add to our list of AI super features. Let's see what Apple Intelligence can do, baby. And real quick, I just have to say, if you can't be bothered to read text messages that the people in your life are sending you and you need them summarized for you, you're a piece of shit, full stop. Like, I'm not gonna lie to you, you're just a piece of garbage. Let's move outside celebrity and celebrity endorsement. Let's look at what else Apple Intelligence has to offer. So in the next ad, we see two loving daughters giving their dad homemade gifts for his birthday, and then we see the apparent mom panicking in the background because she's obviously forgotten her husband's birthday, which, douchebag, moron, populist. But so what she does is, you know those little memory movies that your Photos app does on your phone where it like puts cheesy acoustic like 5-minute crafts ass music behind a slideshow of like a random assortment of photos? Yeah, she asks Siri to make one of those. Next, in this one, scene opens to show us an obviously disinterested kind of bumbling employee at an office ignoring his responsibilities and playing with tape and shit. And then he decides that he needs to do some amount of work. And while in front of his work computer, he pulls up his phone to email a coworker asking him to finish some project that the two are working on. He types the email like a Disney movie 7th grader and says, hey Jay, been thinking this project might need a little bit of zhuzhing, but you're the big enchilada. Holler back, Warren. And then the AI assistant converts this into like normal adult human language before sending it. Now, before we move on, I just want to point out that Apple Intelligence has now touted features on both ends of the communication process. I'd like you to imagine for a moment a world in which you need to ask a coworker a question, so you dictate to your AI assistant your incoherent grunts and broken speech, and it converts it into a professional email, which is then broken down into grunts and broken speech for your recipient when they have it summarized for them on their end. It's just adding steps. Nothing is being done. There is no service being provided here. There's no difference being made. It is adding work. You could just send the idiot email to your idiot friend in your normal idiot speech. Like, what are we doing here? I feel like I'm losing my mind. Am I insane? Don't answer that. Next. So this next one is for Google's AI, and this one is hilarious to me. So here we have another moron, this time being portrayed through the lens of nostalgia bait, being shown using Google throughout his life to Google stuff like we all do. And then the narrator says, well, you know, Ted is 26 now. His life isn't so simple anymore. And then it highlights the new and improved AI mode of Google where Ted can now take a picture of his grill and say, why is this not working? Instead of Googling, why is my grill not working? Like, who is this for? for? Why would you ever need to do this? It is so stupid. And then the narrator's flexing like, oh, and watch this. And then Ted says, hey, phone, what's something fun to do in the city tonight that still gets me home at a reasonable time? And then it feeds him a concert that he gets all excited about going to. Brother, you can just look at the time of an event. Why does prompting the Google search in that way save you any time? It limits your options. It gives you one answer. Are people really going to start asking a magic 8-ball what to do and just taking the first response every time? We're all gonna be SpongeBob and Patrick with the magic conch. Hey, yo, watch this. Hey, phone, can I go to dinner tonight with my wife?
Yes.
Oh, watch this. Okay, phone, what is a restaurant? Okay, next ad. This one is from OpenAI, the leaders of artificial intelligence and the creative minds behind ChatGeePeeTee. Let's see what amazing things this can do for us.
Very good.
Okay, this next one is literally just a lie. This is from Salesforce, and we see Matthew McConaughey in an OBGYN because unlike Woody Harrelson, who's been paired with the correct specialist by an AI agent, Matthew McConaughey wasn't. And so because he, like all of us, is an absolutely helpless moron, and so are all of the people involved in the medical process, he's being treated by a gynecologist for a broken arm. This is literally just not a problem that exists. And it's also not a service that exists. This next one is for Samsung's Vision AI, which claims to be able to do incredible things like tell you what songs evoke certain emotions, something that of course humans are incapable of doing, and it can be an Xbox Kinect, which we all know is a massively useful and fun tool, especially when you can do absolutely crazy shit like pause the video on the TV. And also, AI can be Google Chromecast, which has existed since July of 2013.
I am genius.
Okay, this next one is one of my favorites, where we get to see all of these really cool graphics and data visualizations that highlight the absolute pinnacle of AI technology and innovation, culminating in a powerful all-in-one daily brief for you, making sure that you're able to tackle your tasks and take on your day, because the Samsung AI Daily Brief will use all of this cutting-edge processing to tell you how well you slept, tell you the weather, show you your calendar, and be an alarm. Brother, I can tell you how well I slept when I wake up because I can tell when I wake up if I'm feeling well rested or if I'm still sleepy. I can tell the weather because I have a weather app on my phone, or I could even open a window, or I could look through the clear glass and see if it's raining outside. And then once again, we're being bragged to about how AI assistants on your phone are gonna do incredible shit like be a $5 pocket notebook planner or be an alarm clock.
AI empowering us to change the world we see. What will you do with it?
So, one final time, let's look at our list of AI features. We've got quite a bit here. So, it looks like AI can pull up your calendar app, it can summarize an email or text, it can make a photo slideshow, it can write on like an 8th grade level or maybe even higher. It can literally just Google stuff with some extra steps. Maybe you can take a picture and Google that. It can give you a recipe. It can tell you which doctor to go to. It can tell you how to feel about a song. It can pause the TV. It can make a photo slideshow again. It can tell you that you're tired. It's a weather app. It can pull up your calendar app again. It can be an alarm. Y'all, this shit's gonna be sick. Okay, let's go through this list in a little more detail. First, let's remove the duplicates. I wonder if AI could assist with this. Okay, whew. God, I almost accidentally thought for a second. That would have been really scary. Okay, great. Now let's go ahead and cross off all of these that are already features available on my Windows phone that I used to have in high school from 2013. Okay, so that eliminates the calendar app, the photo slideshow, Google, finding a recipe, looking up which doctor does what, weather app, and alarms. We've been able to do all that on our phones for quite some time now, which, I mean, that's okay. There's still a lot here. Let's see. Okay, let's get rid of pause the TV because I have a remote. I don't know if y'all have ever seen one of those, but it's like a remote. You can use it to pause the TV. It can like change the channel and stuff. It's pretty feature packed, to be honest. Let's also get rid of tell you you're tired because look, I know that some people are all into their sleep score and all. Like, I get that I'm oversimplifying maybe a little bit, but if I go to bed on time and I sleep through the night, I'm gonna give myself a B+ for sleep score. And if I wake up throughout the night to have some panic attacks like I do on occasion, then I'll settle for a C- maybe. Maybe I'm uneducated on the subject, and like, feel free to argue with me, but like, sleep score, like you don't know how well you slept based on how you feel when you stop sleeping? I don't know. We'll also eliminate telling you how to feel about a song because of course you could just listen to the song. But that does leave us with a couple of really cool features. Text generation for emails and texts, and summarizing emails and texts. Now, both of these features are not actually available yet on smartphones. For example, Apple has pushed back the release of these features to at least 2026 after promising they'd be out when they released those horrible Bella Ramsey commercials in late 2024. But let's say we do get them at some point. Maybe I'm an asshole, but to me, if you can't read your friends' texts, you don't deserve to have those friends. If you can't read your coworkers' or boss's emails, you probably aren't doing your job very well. And if you need an AI assistant to tell you that you're the big enchilada isn't a professional email for your office workplace, then I don't know how you'd ever get that job in the first place. Like, I just don't think there are any real people who would actually be served by these features. I mean, even in the ads for these services, the only benefit they give you is that they help you get away with forgetting your husband's birthday or lying to your friends. They don't even know why we need this shit. So, what have we learned today? Hopefully nothing. Hopefully this is as obvious to everyone after seeing all of these ads put together as it is for me in putting them all together. But the deeper point is that this AI Wild West that we're living through right now is a major, major case of they were so preoccupied with whether or not that they could that they never stopped to think about if they should. This is the equivalent of when we all got the first gen iPod Touch and we saw the App Store for the first time and we paid for apps like iBeer and Gun App 3D because we were like, oh shit, look at what this thing can do. That's all that this is. Artificial intelligence is a potentially really powerful tool that could theoretically be used in some cool, helpful ways. But right now, we're just being subjected to like nerds playing with their new toy. And the problem is that they're not just nerds playing with an iBeer app. They are the richest and most influential ubiquitous corporations in the world, and there are real repercussions to the AI mad dash. There are insane environmental repercussions. There are deeply worrying preliminary studies about how AI could, and in some cases already is, affecting our brains. There are societal implications down the line about job security. There is real shit, in addition to all the more like esoteric, idealistic stuff I talk about in my couple AI videos I've made so far. There is real shit that is really scary because of this AI stuff. And if we're plunging into those real, very scary, uncertain future scenarios for a more complicated Google search tool that helps shitbags lie to their friends, I think that's a really bad trade. And like my idol Hank Green says, the friction matters. Corporations have to make money, and if they're worried they're not going to make money, they stop doing shit. The investment into AI is the biggest in human history in terms of technological innovation investment. If the rollout of this garbage goes poorly, we could get our future back. Those of you who have watched my videos before know that I am the opposite of a doom and gloom fearmongerer. There are bad possibilities with this stuff, and I'm more than happy to discuss them and try to make people aware of them, but it's not hopeless. This AI-ified garbage-ass dystopian future is not inevitable. It's just not. The friction matters. The friction matters. Don't buy the new iPhone. Don't use ChatGeePeeTee. Do some research and then tell people in your real life community about why generative AI is bad with evidence to back it up. The friction matters. Human lives and the human experience matters, and we have the opportunity to make that obvious again. This shit has gone far enough. Friction starts fires. Disclaimer, don't light things on fire. This is not me saying light things on fire. Guys, don't commit arson. Please don't commit arson. Don't light things on fire. Thanks for watching. See you all next time. In In today's post-video video, I'm going to share a super exclusive sneak peek of one of the songs and the music videos from an upcoming album and accompanying album movie that I'm working on. The songs are all finished, and essentially I'm making a music video for every song, and then they'll all be put together and released as one like cohesive movie / album. And this is one of the first ones that I finished. Maybe my favorite song on the album. It'll be out sometime later this year. And this specific video and song is the first one released, out now on my second channel, aka Read, which is where all of my music stuff lives. So thank you guys as always for supporting my channel and giving me this crazy platform and all these incredible opportunities. And please don't make fun of me for sharing my music. And okay, bye.
Fact that I am flesh and bone. I've been haunted so long, I wish I could be a ghost of my own. Burn my body down to ash and take me home. She said to me, love to walk on now without my shoes. Doesn't matter that the stupid talk show has given you and me our news. I've been hearing rumors the human race is through. Never been my favorite. Oh, I hate it. Oh, I hate it. Yes, I do. So I wanna get real low with you. Broken glass, it hurts to walk on now without my shoes. Doesn't matter that the stupid talk show has given you and me our news. Seafood restaurants have no fun, they never take my bets. I'd like to purchase 3 sea urchins and make them my pets. Oh, haberdasher in the pasture, what have you for sale? And what's your flower of the hour? Do you ship by mail? Shattered glass, it hurts to walk on